here again. Do you need superior service that offers more than just tax filing? Well, look no further. Come to the Barrett Group. Your filing experts await you as they give you the very best in tax preparation. They're authorized IRS e-filers, electronic filing, direct deposits to your bank, rapid refund in less than 24 hours, audit, shield, and so much more. It's the Barrett Group. No upfront fees. What a deal! You just can't afford to not file with the Barrett Group. Think big, and we're now located for your convenience.
Okay, everybody, we're back. And as I had said, before we went to commercial, I'm just starting a segment called Fashion As. This is going to be a segment that I do on a regular basis to show how fashion is used in different ways. So today's segment the first one is gonna be Fashion as Fantasy. Now, when we're little kids, we use fashion, or we think of fashion, or maybe we don't even think of fashion, but however we want to dress up is usually based on like our favorite cartoon characters or doll or whatever it is. Our parents would love to put us in clothes that serve a purpose, keep us warm, whether it's a uniform for school or whatever sport we're playing. However, as kids, we're always asking to dress up. We go into our mother's closet, wear heels. We dress up. We use a towel to dress up as a cape if you're a boy or something like that. So at some point, we grow up and we grow out of seeing fashion as being a part of fantasy, and just start seeing fashion as something that's fully functional. You're going to school, you need to put on clothes, so you might as well, try and look good. You're going to work, you need to put on clothing, fashion of a certain fashion so that you fit in to that job. So, it's not necessarily that we grow out of seeing fashion as, fantasy. It's just that we don't have the opportunity to, go dressed as we would love to go dressed anywhere. So, but I'm here to tell you that fashion doesn't always have to be functional. For instance, if you're going to like a masquerade ball, or you're going to some party that does have some kind of theme where you do have to dress up, that is a part of, you're going to have to use fashion as fantasy to dress up as certain characters, or whatever the theme is for that event. Now, there is actually a genre of fashion called fantasy couture, which is a trend in where designers use things in design to emphasize fantastical appearance over practicality and functionality. So that means they'll go weird, all out, or what a lot of us would think as all out and weird and ridiculous, because that's the genre that they're in. However, there are reasons why designers do that. So why do they put out crazy outfits, or, things that the general public would consider ridiculous? Now, you have to remember that fashion is actually art. So when designers do, these fantasy kinds of designs, they're actually expressing themselves using clothing, as opposed to, using painting on canvas, which is what most people consider art as. All right. They also do outrageous designs to show the audience their creativity and technical abilities. Now, when people go to fashion shows, especially industry shows like New York Fashion Week or Paris or London Fashion Week, you always hear comments coming from some people in the audience that, designers are just wasting people's time, making things that can't be worn on a regular daily basis. But that's okay, because it's not necessarily a waste of time. Designers sometimes make those fashions purposefully for shock value, or because that is in their fantasy and they want to see that walking down the runway on whatever model that they put them on. Now, another sentiment among people who attend fashion shows is that designers have absolutely nothing else to do but waste time and money. However, keep in mind that some designers are not concerned about money, okay? And they make some of these clothing based again on their childhood dreams and their childhood fantasies and on who they wanted to be. So they have no problem paying models or celebrities to walk down a runway in some ridiculous stuff. So I say we shouldn't have a problem with that either. Also, another reason is most times when designers make outrageous things, it's not necessarily because, you know, that is generally what they love. A lot of times it's for market research. Now, that is done to gauge interest for what you, the general audience, would want to wear if a designer put those, you know, in the runway or in the next edition of their line. Now, most of these outrageous pieces of clothing will never reach a department store and was never intended to reach a department store. However, when they go down a runway on a model, and yes, the entire outfit might be outrageous, however, they may hear audience members, and yes, designers do plant people in the audience to gauge your interest. They may hear audience members say, you know what, that outfit is crap, but I love the sleeve. Okay, and so next clothing season you happen to see the sleeves as one of the biggest styles that are out there in, you know, for next fashion week or whatever, and then end up in the stores. So a lot of times, keep in mind, outrageous outfits that you see at fashion shows are just for that, to be outrageous, to be fantasy, to be fun. You know, they're not necessarily for the general public to wear to work. You know, I don't know what kind of work you do unless you're a performer. You know, so there are reasons that outrageous outfits are made. Now, although runway shows are, you know, basically a very short period of time, it could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, depending on if you're attending some fashion weeks or if you're just attending one regular fashion show that somebody put on independently. A very short period of time, but they provide enough fantasy that a lot of people actually do want to see, and sometimes they don't even realize that they want to see it until they're actually sitting in the audience or watching it on TV. You know, it brings you back to when you were younger or in a time when you could dress up and don't think anything too much about dressing up. Now, one of the biggest events that actually celebrate fashion as fantasy is actually not really a fashion show, not a formal fashion show, but it's an event that celebrities, models, actors, actresses, singers go to every year, which just passed actually, and that's a Met Gala. A lot of times when you see the fashions that come out of the Met Gala, you'll be sitting down either watching the show or looking on pictures that were taken in all these magazines, and you say, what in the world were they thinking when they put those on, right? And then again, some other fashions that other people are wearing you will like, and you say, yeah, okay, that, even though it may not be regular everyday wear, is something that you would wear. So the next time you're sitting down at home watching a fashion show, or you are in an audience and you see something outrageous on a model going down the runway, keep in mind that it's for fun, it's for fantasy, okay? It's not fully functional. So, you know, those are things that will never go in a store and was never intended to go in a store, okay? So just remember, fashion is fantasy, fashion is fun. All right, so that brings us to the end of that fashion as segment. What I'm going to do now, as I said earlier, is I am going to announce the winner of the Kalula Art giveaway, who will be able to go on the Kalula Art website and select a mug of their choice, of their choosing. Once they do that, when I contact them, I will get their name and their shipping address and have it sent over to Kalula, and she will get that shipped out to you, so that you can use your Kalula art mug. And the person who is the winner today is Sharon Daly Robertson. So Sharon, congratulations. I will be getting in touch with you so that you can go on the website, make your selection, let me know what you want, get your delivery address, and then have your mug sent out to you. All right? So again, congratulations. And now we're going to go to a little break so that, we can go to commercials because bills have to be paid. When we get back, I will be speaking with Carol Moda, who is, the CEO of Carol Moda Creatives. And we're coming back, as I said, to discuss an event that she will be putting on next month. All right, so stay with us and come back for segment 2.
Superior service that offers more than just tax filing. Well, look no further. Come to the Barrett's Group. Your filing experts await you as they give you the very best in tax preparation. They're authorized IRS e-filers, electronic filing, direct deposits to your bank, rapid refund in less than 24 hours, audit, shield, and so much more. It's the Barrett's Group. No upfront fees. What a deal! You just can't afford to not file with the Barrett's Group. Think big, and we're now located for your convenience at 4977 North State Road 7, Tamarack, Florida 33319. Call us at
954-306-8600.
Rum Festival wants me, and I'm gonna be there, spreading the vibes, December 12th.
Yo, this is the girl Patricia Roberts, and I will be at Caribbean Food and Rum. Yours truly will be there.
Third world!
We'll be celebrating the Caribbean Food and Rum Festival. So make sure you come out.
Whoa, yeah.
I'm Mr. Reggae Ambassador. Feel good.
Sunday, December the 12th at Arts Park, downtown Hollywood. Tickets available at CaribbeanVillage.net. Must adhere to all COVID-19 protocols to enter venue. Julie and the Galleon Foundation presents the Caribbean Food and Rum Festival. Come and enjoy a wide variety of rums, food, and lots of fun with live performances from Third World, Barrington Levy, Allison Hines, Patrice Robert, Peter Ram, Julian Believe, and many more. Now on Sunday, December the 12th at Arts Park, downtown Hollywood. Tickets available at CaribbeanVillage.net. Must adhere to all COVID-19 protocols to enter venue.
Again, everyone, welcome to the second segment of the Truly Julie experience. Before we get started, again, I'm going to ask you to like and share the episode because you never know who will be able to get valuable information, education, entertainment from whatever it is that we speak about on our shows. Now, joining me now is Carol Moda. She's the owner of Carol Moda Creatives, and she's here to tell us about a fantastic event that she will be putting on and spearheading next month. Without further ado, Carol, welcome to the Truly Julie experience. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great.
Okay. Okay, great. So before we get into talking about the event, let's, get to know a little bit about Carol Moda Creatives and the person behind it. What exactly does the company do? How is it, how long has it been around and all of that kind of stuff? Give us a little insight.
Okay, well, I've been around for actually over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I'm a brand stylist, so I style brands. What that means is a lot of brand development, some creative direction, consulting, basically whatever it takes to get a brand out there going, getting money and getting more customers.
Okay, so is that taking them from new, or let's say somebody has a brand out there already, it's been there for a couple years and
Both.
either it's not working in their opinion or they just want to go a different direction?
Yes,
Okay.
it can be from a startup to someone who just want to revamp. Sometimes it's just working with the whatever they have going on right now,
Okay.
So it really depends on the brand. That depends, that determines the strategy.
And you work with all kinds of brands, or do you have a niche that you
I-
concentrate on?
I do have a niche. It's fashion, beauty, art, and lifestyle.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So who have been some of your clients? That you
I say some of my top clients like Toast Vodka, and their subsidiaries, which they own like restaurants and art galleries. Other clients, his wife owns a store called DNA. I do a lot of their social media management as well as
It's a clothing store?
It's a clothing
DNA,
store,
okay.
web development. I run a showroom, so I have some clients like Corel Wear and Molly Swimwear, where we try to get some sales for their
Okay, for their clothing
for their
line.
clothing line. I mean, there's a lot.
So you do, yeah.
I can't
Okay.
remember all of them, but
So how did you become involved in fashion? Because, as you said, your company, your niche is fashion, art, lifestyle. How did you get involved in?
well, I always kind of had my foot in the door. My cousin, Sandra, she was a buyer, so she would take me to Bloomingdale's in the city and shop, and so that was my first.
That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, 7 floors of fashion, and that was my first experience. But years later, I just kind of had this thing where I just wanted to do something different, so I started a magazine, Stilo Style Diary. I actually started it with, she passed away, True Ferguson, who was like Miss Jamaica years ago and in the Miss Universe pageant, and she had a lot of experience. She was signed with, so
Okay.
she had a lot of experience in the fashion industry. She actually taught me a lot
Okay.
creatively and just how to be an editor-in-chief, and that really taught me how fashion. It taught me to have an eye behind the camera, behind a video camera,
Okay.
to editing, to like fashion and all sorts of things.
So she taught you a lot of stuff behind the camera. Have you been in front of the camera yourself?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Not by choice. I hate taking pictures. To be on stage hosting, I just had to do it because I've had events in the past, and sometimes I just had to go on stage and handle the situation.
You're right. Do what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the magazine
Style Diary.
Style Diary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that also is fully fashion, or does it do?
Yeah, it's fashion, beauty, art,
and lifestyle. Okay. All right, so you have the magazine, you have your company, and when I met you earlier this year at Fort Lauderdale Fashion Week.
Yes.
So were you participating in that, or were
No,
you just there just to chillax like I was?
Flo is a friend of mine,
okay.
So I support her. Yeah.
Okay.
And she supports me too, so it's just.
That's what is needed. Support
yes.
in the industry, especially with females, because we know sometimes there's this
I would have
impression that females don't support each other.
That's true. That's true.
So when you do find that one or two people, that
corner, I know quite a bit. I know, like, I'm part of this group called Boss Base of Miami. I have a client named Beautiful Brown Girls. They're like a brunch club for women of color. I also, another client of mine, have a group called Women of Color Empowerment.
So you know of all these groups that they're for women empowerment and, encourage others in.
Yes.
Wow, I need to get some of that information, some of those information from you.
Definitely.
about those organizations, because there are a lot of people out there that are starting something. We're talking about women that start something, and businesses overall are hard, no matter man or woman. Businesses overall are hard, but unfortunately, I do find that you're going uphill, and some of the people, as a woman, trying to push you down are other women. So that needs to change. So
it is changing. It is changing. Like Beautiful Brown Girls, they brought me on board because they have a crowdfunding campaign, try to raise money to keep their doors open. They have like 29 chapters. Like, there's so many groups like that's out there. It's just that we need to really get more exposure for that.
And that, hey, brand yourself, brand them, because no, you're right. Because if there's so many as you have just let me in on, then we all need to know about them so that we can go and join at least one, to get those that encouragement and empowerment, which we all need. Okay, so after the Fashion Week, fast forward to today, and you're preparing to put on what I call a one-of-a-kind event that hasn't been seen in too many places, because especially since I've been in Florida, I haven't seen anything like what you're trying to put on. So what is this event, and where will it be held?
Okay, before I get into that, I have a nonprofit called Moda in Color. It's to promote diversity in fashion, beauty, art. So with that, I actually came up with the idea to do art and moda actually years back, way before the pandemic.
That's the name of the show, Art and Moda. Okay.
Right. So my partner Jeffrey Lubin, we actually produce fashion shows together, amongst other things. We all got connected with Maxwell Chambers, Commissioner of Miramar.
Yeah, Miramar.
And he is like, he really wants to put more art and culture and fashion to highlight that in the city of Miramar.
Okay.
So he actually encouraged us to partner with him to make this happen, and he's been very helpful, very excited about it. The event actually is an art and fashion weekend.
Okay.
It's the week after Art Basel and Miami Art Week.
Okay.
Really wanted it to have its own identity. That's why I didn't choose to have it on the same weekend as Art Basel. And it, like I said, is to promote diversity in fashion, beauty, art, but it's also to promote advancement. So the goal is to raise some money so that we can give back to designers, to beauty entrepreneurs, as well as artists in the industry that really want to move forward. Because unfortunately, there are starting to be organizations that help, but there's not enough. So we need more. We need a platform, and we need the city's help, like not even just Miramar, but everybody
Different
surrounding,
cities,
because South Florida needs to have that platform where we help people that represent diversity, not even just color, but you have different types of diversity as well.
Right. So I think, to your point, I think it was a very good decision to not have this same event as the same weekend as Art Basel, because yes, everybody well, a lot of people in the art world know about Art Basel, and it's down in Miami, and most people associate art and art events with places like Miami, but individual, like smaller cities like Miramar, or let's say you're taking another city, to bring that, to have something like that there and bring that there, it not only gives exposure to the city, but city residents themselves. You don't have to trudge all the way down to down to Miami, where Art Basel is usually held and things like that. So
exactly,
I do agree that it was a good idea to keep it on a different weekend than Art Basel.
And I wanted to kind of highlight Broward County. I've lived here for over 20 years, so it's like I love Miami. I do a lot of business in Miami, but I love Broward County too. That's my heart. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn, so that will always be my heart. But Broward County is my home.
Right. And you want to enjoy where you live also, instead of having to drive somewhere else to enjoy and then come back to live.
I just want to, it's like you want to represent other places, not just one place, because South Florida as a whole is growing. People are moving here. Businesses are moving here, and we just need to represent and build a platform that we can create equity in our community.
Right. And I find that a lot of people, the first thing when they say Florida, they say, "Oh, you're in Miami." No, I'm not in Miami. I'm in Broward County. Or they will know Miami, or they'll know West Palm Beach, but then Broward is like, where's Broward? That's Miami, right? No, Broward is not Miami. So that's another thing that, when you have events in Broward, it gets more recognition about Broward as being a place to go, So, and this event is scheduled for what day?
December 10th to the 12th.
Okay, so what are some of the events and activities that an attendee can expect when they go into that weekend?
Okay, well, the first day, the 10th, we open the doors to the art gallery, which will be inside of the City Hall.
Okay, Miramar City Hall.
Miramar City Hall at the Town Center. We also will have like a VIP invite-only kickoff event there as well on the balcony. The next morning, Saturday, we actually will be having a business workshop for not even just people in the fashion, beauty, and art industry, but the topics can help anyone that wants to start a business or expand their business. And we're really partnering with the city with that. They really were pushing for that. And then Saturday and Sunday, we will have, not only you can visit the art gallery, we'll have pop-up shops, like vendors. And we will also have fashion shows in the evening. The runway is going to be pretty long, like probably around 100 feet runway. And Sunday we
that has to be outside then, right?
Yes, it's gonna be outside.
'Cause I'm pretty familiar with that area. And I
Yeah,
said, where can
it's
you have
outside.
something so long? Okay,
It's a good
okay.
spot. It's a really good spot. Sunday we actually just locked in Lisa Nicole Cloud.
Okay.
She is on Bravo TV, Married to Medicine. She actually participated with us during Miami Swim Week.
Okay.
I mean, and we're still locking in designers.
Oh, you're the same people that did Miami Swim Week.
Well, we don't. Well, Miami Swim Week is really it's a collection of different events.
Okay, yeah.
So I partnered with Jeffrey Lubin to do Swim the Globe. So
Okay.
I was one of the
That was one
producers.
of the shows from. Okay.
Yeah, it was at Sky Yard in Miami
Okay.
Beach.
Okay. So speaking of, who you worked with for that show, who else are you working with to bring this weekend to life?
Charlene Merity, which is of FSI Productions. She's a longtime friend. She has like over 30 years of experience doing fashion shows. Have been the person behind a lot of major fashion events in South Florida. We also have the Mr. Coleman Group, who is also one of our producers. We also, we're still connecting with some partners, so I can't name them yet, but
Okay.
it's been like over 10 years of me doing, my first fashion show here was 2009.
Okay.
And so I have definitely made a lot of friends along the way, in which, the support that I'm getting and the help, the assistance, the like,
Right.
oh yeah, I got you. And
Right, I'm down.
that's
Hey.
amazing. Like, it's amazing. We're still looking for designers. We're still,
That was gonna be my next question. If you're looking for designers,
Yes.
you're looking for models, you're looking for, people to help in, like background and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm familiar with the fashion and fashion shows and all of that also. As a matter of fact, the segment that I just did,
Right.
okay, was fashion as fantasy.
I heard that. I
Now,
heard that.
okay, so the concept behind that segment is when fashion is not only used for functionality, right?
Right.
Like not only to keep you warm or dry or whatever, but also, just your imagination. Your imagination runs wild and all of that kind of stuff. And so it's not necessarily things that you will see in a department store to buy because they were just made for fantasy. Are we going to see some of that at that fashion show?
Yes, we do have some good designers so far, and me in particular, I'm very artistic.
Right.
Fashion is art.
That's exactly what I said.
Fashion is an art, and when we represent designers on the runway, we want to make sure we communicate their vision.
Yes.
It might be their concept behind their collection. It might be just their brand aesthetic behind their branding. And every designer is different. Sometimes it's very minimalistic. It's not much. Sometimes some designers might have all these kinds of embellishments.
Right.
Stylists go crazy, and it's really just so you can paint the picture in your mind of what what the fashion is about, if that line really fits with your style.
Right.
So
Right. Okay, so you're still looking for designers. You're
Yes.
still looking for
Artists.
models, artists,
Visual artists.
visual artists.
performers too.
Oh, like
Yes, too.
singers and comedians and stuff. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So if anybody is interested, how do they get in touch with you or with whoever is organizing this event?
You can go onto artxmoda.com. You can message us from there. Actually, artists can. We have a call for artists on there. You can
When is
fill
that?
out the information.
When is that? Is there a specific date for that already?
Well, they can go on as a form and they can fill it out.
Okay.
Or they can just email me at info@artxmoda.com.
info@artxmoda.com. And we do have that flyer up, and we also do have a 30-second video about the show. So I'm gonna ask that the video be put up first, just to see so far what you're in store for, what somebody's in store for when, just for this event. and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions before we head out.
Nice.
But that's exactly what I said. Fashion is art. Okay, so that's a short clip. I mean, just showing you at the tip of what you can, what you're in store for when you go to this weekend, December 10th to 12th, right? Okay, so after this show, what next is in store for Carol Moda Creatives?
Well, I have my client, Beautiful Brown Girl, so I'm still working with that so they can achieve their goals in their crowdfunding campaign. Constantly getting new clients. Also, I'm constantly creating. I just got into photography, fashion photography, so.
With you behind the camera?
Yeah,
okay.
So I kind of do that on the side. I'm trying to develop my skills and,
Okay.
So I'm always moving, always.
You think you're always, that's the thing with busy people. They always seem to find more time to do stuff, and you wonder where you find the time. Does that mean it takes away from sleep or stuff
I balance.
Like that? You balance.
I don't know how I balance, but I do. I do balance.
Okay, you're still here.
I practice self-care. I'm very much into that, like going to the gym and meditating and, making sure I get enough rest and, so I do stop.
Okay. All right. Well, you have to stop or else, it's not you're not gonna be able to go forward.
I have a great team. I have a great team of
and
people.
that's important.
Yes.
In addition to what we were talking about earlier with the women empowerment, it's important that you have a great team, because it's even the event that you're putting on, the 3-day event, I know that you need a team that is really cohesive, or else if one thing falls apart, it's like a thread that you pull from the dress, and then the dress falls apart. So it's important that you get that team.
Well,
also.
Jeffrey Lubin Group, that's my business partner, and yes, that's definitely directly my business partner. So that plus our team that work with us is the reason why we can accomplish so much and really kind of explore into other projects and other kinds of mediums. But in this business, you have to be on the go and you have to be willing to do everything.
Right.
Like I know people say to stick to one thing. That's not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the stay in your lane concept, because you never, if you just you find a lane that you're in and you just stay there, you never know what else you're good at.
Right.
You never know how else you can contribute to somebody else's vision, dream, or whatever. So I'm torn about that stay in your lane concept, because
gotta make your own rules.
If I stayed in my lane, I wouldn't be doing this show. Let's put it to you that way. All right. So thank you again. Remind everybody again what's the name of the event, when, and how they can get in touch with you for information for that event, even for tickets and stuff like that.
artxmoda.com. The name of the event is ArtXModa Fashion and Art Weekend. You can actually get tickets right on the website as well, or artxmoda.eventbrite.com. Tickets actually are on sale right now.
Oh, they're on sale right now.
They are, yeah.
All right, so I'm excited because this is in my hometown of Miramar, so
nice.
I will be there. I will be there. So thank you again for joining the JULI experience. It was a pleasure having you on, and I know I'm going to keep in touch with you to get more information about that show. All right?
Yes.
So that's all the time that we have, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I want to see you here again next week at the same time, 1 p.m., for another episode of the Truly Julie Experience. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day and have an awesome weekend. Bye-bye.
Vaccine, vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine, vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine.
Time, yes, tax season is here again. Do you need superior service that offers more than just tax filing? Well, look no further. Come to the Barrett's Group. Your filing experts await you as they give you the very best in tax preparation. They're authorized IRS e-filers, electronic filing, direct deposits to your bank, rapid refund in less than 24 hours, audit, shield, and so much more. It's the Barrett's Group. No upfront fees. What a deal! You just can't afford to not file with the Barrett's Group. Think big. And we're now located for your convenience at 4977 North State Road 7 Tamra.